The front door slammed into my hallway wall so hard that every family photo rattled in its frame. A woman in her late 50s stormed into my kitchen, fury twisting her face, brandishing a clipboard like a sword. She wore a blazer with an HOA president pin that caught the afternoon sunlight pouring through my windows. "This is the third violation this month," she screeched, her voice sharp enough to crack glass. "Your lawn is 5 inches too tall. Your trash cans were visible for 38 minutes past pickup time, and don't even get me started on that hideous mailbox of yours." I stood there in my living room doorway, coffee mug frozen in my hand, staring at this stranger tearing through my home like she owned the deed. She ran her fingers across my granite counter, sniffed, then flung open my refrigerator door, peering in with a disgusted wrinkle of her nose. "Excuse me," I said, my voice calm but ice-cold beneath the shock. "You need to leave. Now." She whirled on me, so fast her bleached blonde bob snapped like a whip. "I'm Gloria Watkins, president of the Cedarbrook Meadows HOA. I have every right to inspect your property for compliance." She reached for my phone on the counter, probably planning to photograph some imagined evidence. My training took over. 20 years as a cop doesn't leave you when you hang up the uniform. "Ma'am," I said, stepping closer, my voice the same calm I used to defuse standoffs, "you just committed a felony." 3 weeks before this circus, I'd moved into what I thought was a peaceful suburban neighborhood. I'd given 2 decades of my life to the force. My name is Detective Adam Carter, and I've been decorated for my service. All I wanted was quiet, a backyard garden, Sunday grilling, a mailbox with no bullet holes. Simple, but Gloria Watkins had other plans. From day one, she made my new life her mission. First it was the mailbox, 2 inches too low by her ruler. Then an oil drip on my driveway, smaller than a quarter. Once, she even said my American flag was too faded and not true navy blue. I kept polite. I nodded while she rattled off infractions so petty they'd make a meter-maid blush. Neighbors only offered sad shrugs and quiet sympathy. "That's just Gloria," they'd say. 5 years as HOA president. Thinks she's the sheriff, judge, and jury. I'd handled worse on patrol. How bad could one bored suburban tyrant be? Then came the barbecue incident. One sunny Saturday, I invited a handful of neighbors for burgers and light music. Nothing wild. By 8 p.m., everyone had gone home, plates washed, yard spotless. At 6:30 p.m., Gloria had shown up with a tape measure, counting inches from my grill to my property line. 4.7 feet, she'd barked like she'd caught a felon red-handed. HOA says cooking equipment must be at least 5 feet from the fence. After that, the harassment turned surgical. Anonymous typed notes were stuck to my door daily. "Your hedges are crooked. Your doormat is not regulation tan. Your car was parked facing the wrong direction for 16 minutes. I caught her camera flash flickering over my fence at midnight. Once, I found her on a ladder peering into my garage window. Her explanation? Documenting architectural discrepancies. Then the neighborhood gossip machine switched on. A Facebook group called Cedarbrook Cleanup popped up overnight, entirely devoted to my supposed violations. Photoshopped lawn pics. Lies about my backyard. I was a headline on her personal scandal sheet. The afternoon she crossed the final line, I was outside repairing warped fence boards. It was calming work, exactly what an ex-cop needs to keep demons quiet. My noise-canceling headphones blocked the world while Zeppelin did the rest. She'd watch from her window, waiting for her golden chance. She saw me outside, saw my front door ajar while I hauled lumber through the hallway, and she slithered in like a cat burglar, convinced she'd finally catch the crime that would drive me out for good. She didn't know she'd just stepped into a crime scene where SHE was the perp. I finished the fence 45 minutes later, sweat dripping, and stepped inside for a cold drink. What I saw made my pulse spike, not from fear but from righteous anger. There she was, Gloria Watkins, bent over my dining table, taking photos of my unopened mail. Personal letters, bills, even my mom's birthday card. My kitchen drawers were hanging open. My calendar flipped through. She'd rummaged every corner. "What exactly do you think you're doing?" I asked, my voice calm but edged in steel, the same tone I'd used on armed suspects. She straightened up. no shame on her face. She clutched that clipboard like a holy relic. I'm conducting a lawful HOA inspection. You've been reported for multiple code violations. I have the authority. No, I interrupted, pulling out my phone and starting a live recording. You have zero authority to enter a private residence without consent. That's called breaking and entering, Gloria, also known as trespassing, also known as invasion of privacy, and, depending on what you photographed, identity theft. She barked out a laugh that sounded like nails on a chalkboard. Don't be absurd. The HOA charter gives me full rights to inspect. It's my duty. I grinned. Show me exactly where it says you can barge into someone's living room uninvited. Her smug smile cracked. She flipped through her papers, fingers shaking. Her skin flushed pink, then red. It's implied. Implied. I repeated, stepping forward, calm as a summer breeze. Let me show you something real, then. I reached into my back pocket and flipped my wallet open, my gold badge catching the kitchen light. Her eyes bulged. All the color drained from her face. Detective Adam Carter, I said softly. 20 years. And that camera in my corner? It's been recording since you kicked my door open. So has the one in the kitchen. So has the doorbell cam that caught you slipping inside. Her clipboard slipped from her fingers, hitting the tile with a sad clatter. This is a misunderstanding, she stammered. I thought I heard you say come in from the yard. I raised an eyebrow. Through my noise-canceling headphones? Impressive hearing, Gloria. I pulled out my work phone and dialed. Wait. She lunged forward, hands pleading. We can work this out. I'll leave. I'll forgive everything. No fines, no reports. Please. That's not how the law works, I said, dialing dispatch. You don't get to commit a felony, then just apologize. Dispatch, Detective Carter, badge number 4167. I need units at my residence. Burglary in progress. Suspect detained. She collapsed into my dining chair, the same one she'd used to rifle through my mail. Tears leaked down her cheeks. Please. I have a reputation. I run an interior design firm. This will destroy me. You should have thought about that, I replied. You break into anyone's home, you pay the price. Minutes later, sirens bounced off every house on Maple Hollow Lane. 2 uniformed officers stepped through my still wide-open front door. I calmly played them the security footage on my phone. They watched Gloria rifling through my drawers like a raccoon. Their polite faces hardened to granite. One, Officer Lopez, squared up to her. Ma'am, stand up. Hands behind your back. You can't do this. Gloria screeched, scrambling to her feet. I'm the HOA president. I know city council. My brother's a lawyer. None of that matters, ma'am, Officer Lopez said, pulling out cuffs. You're under arrest for criminal trespass, unlawful entry, and attempted identity theft. The click of those handcuffs was the sweetest sound I'd heard in months. As they read her rights, Gloria twisted back toward me, eyes burning. You'll regret this. I'll sue you for defamation. I'll destroy you in court. The entire HOA will bury you. I raised my mug in salute, looking forward to it. When they walked her outside, every neighbor on the block was there. Lawn chairs, folded arms, cell phones filming. Mrs. Daniels from 3 doors down started a slow clap. Tom Bowers raised his beer in my direction. As the cruiser rolled away, Gloria still shrieking about lawsuits and conspiracies, I heard my next-door neighbor murmur, about damn time someone put her in her place. The district attorney needed less than a week to file charges. Criminal trespass, unlawful entry, attempted identity theft. She faced up to 3 years and a $25,000 fine. Her brother tried every lawyer trick in the book. The prosecutor didn't blink. The neighborhood rallied. Neighbors testified. My video made it open and shut. 2 months later, Gloria Watkins, terror of Cedarbrook Meadows, stood trembling before a judge who didn't hide his disgust. He gave her a year of probation, a $5,000 fine, and 200 hours of community service. But worse than court punishment was what came next. The HOA board, the same board she'd bullied for half a decade, called an emergency vote the next day. They fired her on the spot. No farewell speech. No thank you card. Her interior design firm dumped her within a week, citing reputational risk. The local paper's headline said it all. HOA president arrested for breaking into detective's home. Right under it, her booking photo. No clipboard, no power. The neighbors? They still throw barbecues. My mailbox? Still 2 inches too low. Nobody cares. And me? I finally have my peace.